With just a few more days to go for submission of both online and offline admission forms, and before the expected yet dreaded sky-high cutoffs of Delhi University are declared, last-minute changes to admission guidelines has left both parents and students in a confused state of mind. Today on the show, we will focus on all those major issues, right from the implementation of choice-based credit system and what it means for students, to maths being made compulsory for BCom honors students. But before any of that, let's go over to my colleague Simar, who's joined by a few students.
Yes, Abhishek, I'm in the South Campus of Delhi University in Gargi College, one of the offline centers for DU admissions. Just a few days to go now, and the admissions, both offline and online, will soon come to an end. I have two very young girls with me, Ishita and Shruti. Thanks so much for talking to us. Shruti, I'm going to start with you. So you've come here to apply offline. Why?
Because offline is a bit easier than online, and sometimes you get very lazy to open up the net and you're mostly surfing the net.
Yeah.
And here you can just see the campus, you get to know what people are actually here for. And offline is really easy to just have a look, and it's easy. It's from in my opinion, it is easy to go for offline. And you know, you can in my personal experiences, my brother had some issue in offline, so he suggested not to go for online. So he's like, go for offline, and you can see the campus, you can see the faculty. So it's much better if we go for offline, you know.
And so basically you have the kind of satisfaction of seeing the college, applying, you know, giving your personally and all of that.
Yeah, because it's a new experience, you know. After school, when we are actually here doing things on our own, we have the feeling of being independent, and that's really like, okay, yeah, we're into college now. So that's the basic thing why I wanted to go for offline.
Okay,
you know?
great. So we have Ishita here also with us, who's applied online but is here also. Ishita, so what brings you here today?
I'm just visiting the college. I have already applied online. It's much more easier. I find it really easier because there's just, you have to fill it, like fill all the courses, fill in your information, and just one click and it's done.
Did you not find any technical errors, or did you not find it difficult at all to do that?
No, like the DU, it's so much more advanced technically. We can just continue the process again. Like where we stop, you can just log in and continue the process.
Okay. And what about you? How do you feel here today? I mean, you've come here for offline admissions, and do you see a lot of help around you?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are helping, and they're very polite to talk, and it's good. You know, people should be helping you, and if you're here, you're getting help. What else you want?
Okay. So let's talk about the kind of courses you girls have applied for. So what's in store?
See, I belong from humanities stream, so I've applied for courses which are good for humanities student. So I've applied for law, I've applied for political science honors, history honors, and English honors.
So how much did you score in class 12?
89%.
Okay. So what about you, Ishita?
I have applied for political science, sociology, psychology, English, and history.
Okay.
So like all of the art courses. I belong to humanities, so I just hope I get through the cutoff.
Yeah, and how much did you score?
96.5.
Wow. Brilliant students here. So final few words before I let you guys go. The cutoff's going to be out very, very soon. So what are you expecting and what are you hoping?
We just fingers crossed, and I just hope that I get to the cutoff list, because I really wanted to get a DU. Or see, my passion is for law. You know, I just want to get into law and become a lawyer. 10 years down the line, I see myself in a corporate field.
So what after DU?
See, if I don't get into law in basic DU, I'll go for law in a private college.
Okay.
And then after law, then I'll do my postgrad, and then working in a private firm or maybe in the government. Anything I get easily.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, great, Ishita. What about you? What plans for the future?
I'm going to pursue pol science honors from DU. I want a DU degree.
Oh, wow.
Then I'm going to pursue for international relations or maybe international law. So let's see.
Where it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much, girls, for talking to us, and all the very, very best to you.
The implementation of the CBCS or choice-based credit system and maths being made mandatory for BCom students beginning this year has led to much confusion among students and has also received the resentment from the academic community. To discuss this, I'm now joined by Dr. Nandita Narayan, President, DUTA or Delhi University Teachers Association. Thanks for talking to us, ma'am. Ma'am, my first question. For BCom students, math has been made mandatory beginning this year. Where does that leave students?
Yeah, I think it's completely unfair that you make a sudden decision or departure from policy. Whatever decision you take, first of all, should be debated in the academic council, and then at some point of time, you must announce it so that, well in time, so that students who choose their stream after class 10 know exactly what their future prospects will be. Those who earlier wanted to do BCom honors, they were told that maths is not going to be compulsory for them. To suddenly say that it will be compulsory means that you've ruled out the possibility of BCom honors for all those students, and I think that's extremely unfair. It's a sign of the way in which the university has been functioning for the last few years, completely ad hoc and arbitrary manner, and without any care for what happens to students.
As you were saying that, of course, someone who was in standard 10th 2 years ago and FIUP system was in place, he never planned for this. He or she never planned for this, and now finds himself or herself in this situation where he can't even go for the course that they want to study.
Actually, this choice-based credit system that is sought to be introduced now by this university without any debate or discussion being allowed in the academic and executive council, leave alone among the large body of teachers and students. But we've been facing it in Delhi University ever since we first started with the semester system, which basically
Which is
introduced
also one of the prerequisites for CBCS.
Yes, CBCS key ingredient is a semester system, and in fact the 4-year program was also an implementation or manifestation of the choice-based credit system. The FIUP name was given by us in the DUTA. That's how it got popular. But it was a choice-based credit system which was propagated since 2008 by the then UPA government. And it was started in many universities, and many universities then resented it also. Kerala state set up a committee, and the committee has given a scathing criticism of the semester system and the so-called choice-based credit system, which is not feasible in Indian conditions with huge student-teacher ratios, lack of infrastructure. You can't actually give any choice. And what you end up doing is massively diluting the main discipline, the rigorous study of the discipline, which actually leads to the formation of the mind. The independent thinking, the creative thinking comes from there. You can really damage a whole generation of students. To do it again in even greater hurry, with even less consultation and debate and less preparation.
Which has been one of the arguments, that this time the preparation which was for FIUP was far better than what it has been for CBCS. And it has been implemented with much less preparation.
So I wouldn't say, far better is very relative. That was terrible, and this is far worse. There's no doubt about it. I was giving an example the other day, the Maggi noodleization of our entire curriculum. This is exactly what they're doing, and it's not so far-fetched an analogy, because this is the fast food culture that they're introducing in higher education, and it's being forced all over the world.
Would you say that CBCS is another way of bringing back the FIUP system?
It is exactly the same thing, because they have the core course, they have the elective courses, and then they have the foundation courses, in which they they're calling the value-based courses man-making education, whatever that means, man-making. So that's value-based.
Also, talking about the correspondence courses, if you look at the distance learning program, Delhi University Open School, well, about 150,000 students, and there is no clarity for them as well.
No, they have been destroyed by this change. You see, one of the rules of the Distance Education Council to give affiliation or to give recognition to their degrees is their degrees have to be the same as the degrees in the honors courses. There can be no difference, and there was not. And that is why they could migrate after a year being there. They've for some reason not made the cutoff, and they can then come to a good regular college. They could shift, and they used to shift, but that was cut off when the semester system was introduced. They still have an annual system. We had a semester system since 2010. So their doors were locked, they were closed off. Second, the Distance Education Council has been threatening them for the last several years with a de-recognition of their degrees.
The kind of last-minute guidelines that the university keeps coming up with, be it FIUP, be it the CBCS system, be it the BCom, maths being made mandatory for BCom, where does that leave students? What can students do? How can they prepare themselves? Because if you're in standard 12, you start planning that, well, these are the courses that I'm looking at. These are the kind of colleges I would want to go to. Where does that leave such a student?
I totally agree with you. I think it's extremely callous, and the students and their parents and their teachers in schools have to realize that this is what we've been up against. Isn't education the most important tool of empowerment for a democracy? If you take that away, what is left?
Thanks for talking to us, ma'am. Thank you so much. We hope the policy-making bodies come up with solutions and put students out of their misery. At this point in time, let's go over to Simar, who is joined by Gargi College Principal, Dr. Shashi Tyagi.
Yes, Abhishek, I'm with Dr. Tyagi, Principal of the Gargi College. Ma'am, thank you so much for talking to us. Gargi is one of the 8 offline centers for the DU admissions this year. How has the response been so far?
Response is quite good. There are many parents who want to come to the college, they want to see the college and they want to apply offline because in some remote areas they may not be having computers at home, they may not be having the internet facilities. For them this is the only option to come and apply to the DU. On the first day we had around more than 2,000 students coming to the college and every day we are selling more than 1,000 forms and more than 1,000 forms are being submitted to the center. And we have also put up many help desks.
Okay.
There is a help desk for the general category.
Okay.
There is a separate help desk for the SC/ST, OBC and also for the Northeast.
Okay.
And there is a special help desk for the physically challenged people.
Okay.
And we have also kept a wheelchair for the physically handicapped who cannot move.
Okay, okay. So you mentioned some of the arrangements that have been made by the college to facilitate all of this admission process for the students. Apart from this, what else? Is the college staff there for the students for all of their questions to answer all of that, and how is it going on?
Our more than 20 students are at work every day.
Okay.
We have 3 advisors and 3 proctors who are also helping the volunteers if there is any problem.
As compared to last year we had 18 offline centers for DU admissions, and this year they're down to just 8. Is it shifting? Is the form of admissions completely shifting from offline to online now? And how is it changing for students? Are students still demanding more offline centers, according to you?
I think with the technology advancement, we have also to move forward.
Yes.
And when they are asking to fill the forms online, there is a great saving of time and the resources.
Yeah.
But still the DU has put up so many things in place. All the 5 students and a teacher is busy round the clock to help the students and to develop this software.
Yeah.
I think more and more people will be coming to offline.
Yeah.
And if there is something, then we have few centers and few days for them. I think it is a good arrangement.
Yeah.
When the technology is moving, we should also move forward. We cannot be just sitting like this and saying, okay, we will fill only offline.
Yeah.
But if there are some people who are more comfortable, they can come and fill offline. There is no problem.
Yeah. Any particular kind of course preference have you seen so far in the admission forms that you've got? Anything like that?
There is a great rush for commerce,
Really?
microbiology, applied psychology,
Okay.
and other science courses. In Gargi College, we have applied psychology honors,
Yes.
and many students, they want to come for this.
Yeah.
Also, the BSc honors in microbiology and BCom honors.
So that's the kind of response. So the first cutoff will be out very soon on June 25. What are you expecting, and what are you hoping to see this academic year?
Cutoffs are not going to come down. In
Okay.
some courses, I think we will have the better cutoff.
Okay.
We will definitely increase 1 to 3%. Is a normal thing. Because the marks which the students are getting, they are quite high.
So final words before we wrap up today to all the students who are watching, excited and eagerly waiting for the cutoffs. What would you say?
I wish them good luck, and I hope that most of them will be admitted to DU.
Well, that was Dr. Shashi Tyagi, Principal of the Gargi College. It's time for us now to slip into a short break. On the other side, join us as we bring to you something that will come in handy for most outstation candidates and even students who are trying to find any information about the college that they're applying to, like important phone numbers, directions to the college. Stay tuned.